Hi guys, we're here, as in my guides and I are here to discuss the topic of partners, the importance of having partners in life, partnerships, and just the energy of growth around that, okay? So my name's Robin. Thank you so much for visiting me here on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram. I do lots of lives, and you can check out my website if you're interested in having an intuitive conversation with myself. And other than that, let's get on with this conversation. So I was being called into the significant other piece. That's what I'm being told. The importance of partners. All right, so it's not just like, it's not friendships, it's definitely the significant other part. And it's about healing old wounds around those situations. Man, I'm getting lots of messages today. So this is about getting clarity in your life, getting clarity on situations. Okay, so it's about aside from like patterns of behaviors and it's a circle of trust. That's what's coming up. It's the energy of balance. And so I'm feeling like it's just about healing in general. And so this is going to help, it's going to help you create way more in your life. It's going to help you feel better about yourself. It's going to help you with your mental health as well. It's going to help you with exercise, like staying healthy that way. It's going to help you with, other relationships as well, whether it be with work or school or things like that. I guess ways to heal the significant other partnerships, things like that, are confiding in someone that you trust. Making sure that you're healing through deep cleansing. So if it's crying, or just allowing the energy to also unfold as you do feel like the pain wants to come up, let it. When it comes to discussing this with other people, as long as you have a nice balance with those people, make sure, and you're not harming them, make sure that you're able to exchange that amongst each other, so it's not just about you that's coming up. This is so weird. And this is really going to help you with just leaving the past behind in general, because that seems to be the biggest one, is when we're in relationships and they don't seem to work out. And I just think we go through different cycles in our life, but what's coming up is circles. It's actually not cycles, it's the energy of circles. And a lot of times when we're in partnerships, significant other partnerships, it's that we're holding space for each other. And then we tend to want to open that up to other people. So it's that sharing piece. So other people, like in significant other relationships, you can really challenge each other, which is a good thing, or you can hurt each other. And so often many people in their relationships, significant other relationships, these days, I feel like it's there's a lot of distractions and there's a lot of contemplation, and it makes it difficult, because what we want to do is boost each other's energy. So it's that uplifting feeling. That's what we want to do in these relationships, and it's the give and take, right? It's the balance. It's the communication that it can also create with friends. That's so wonderful, as long as they're friends that we trust. So when it comes to passion in those significant other relationships, you may find that a lot of times people talk about, is it love or lust, that sort of thing. And what's really important is, have you lost trust in the relationship? Are there blockages in the home stopping you from being healthy? And so what are ways that we can, change, I guess, and heal inside of the relationship as well? So I feel like actually going to places together with each other, that each other wants to really, places people the other person wants to see, and then actually going on that trip, taking each other on that trip, or taking one or the other, there as a nice gift or something like that. Because that can be therapeutic in itself. That can be healing the relationship just by doing that. The other thing would be self-love seems to be coming up a lot lately. I feel like it's almost like goal setting is what's kind of coming up in the relationship. So making sure that you're actually on par with each other, or that, so you're either on the same, you're on the same par, or where each person is in the relationship. And so this is making sure that, you both have jobs or careers, and one person's doing this and the other is doing this side of things. So it's that there's always one person isn't doing any more than the other. And that's where rectification's coming up, when we feel like, I guess, hard done by the other person, our significant other. It can be that there's hardship around it. It's like there's sadness around it. Sometimes there's grieving around it. So we do need counseling for that as well. So aside from those trusted people, a counselor is nice to have, because you can confide in someone who you can trust. And so when it comes to decision making as well, when you are in these partnerships, it's important that you're also like taking care of each other's health too. So you really are looking out for one another, because obviously sickness happens, things like that. But there's this continuing education piece with always learning as you grow together, and as you consume things. It has to be, I feel like when you detox and cleanse, maybe making an effort to encourage each other together in a partnership as their right wing, left wing, that sort of thing, so we can uplift each other and cherish moments together, and share some patterns of behaviors through goal setting, so you're feeling like things are productive and you're feeling accomplished. So the other thing would be celebrating each other's successes, I kind of feel like, but gravitate towards that in your own way, because that can be a little bit different in certain circumstances. But it's very much like you're encouraging energy of you're doing a great job, and so it's making the other person feel like you're not contradicting them, like you're not you're not one way and they're another way, and it's so different that it's starting to cause the ice to break, that sort of thing. It has to be very like the patience and the kindness, and sometimes very, very, very gentle. And I think that's the hardest part, is when people's nervous systems are so shattered from old things that have happened to them, that they almost panic when things are starting to get a bit icy. And people can, again, the contemplation energy, people start to think and do this sort of thing, and it doesn't even have to be complaining. Some people complain, but it doesn't have to be complaining. It could just be the fact that you're starting to almost like pull back and get in your head a bit. So making sure that there's healthy direction and guidance when you're experiencing life together, so that you can allow things to unfold almost as a group, because I'm really sensing that when there's a significant other partnership, that there's more than that, right? It's not just two people. We have families, we have friends, they have friends, that sort of thing. So it's very much a pulling the energy in together as a group. And I feel like this is also going to help society a lot more. Jealousy and politics have been kind of coming up lately, and I feel like the energy of jealousy is more about, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous energy, and it's best to kind of quit while you're ahead when it comes to that stuff. I feel like it's playing with a hot pot when your hand, without anything on your hand. When you pick up a hot pot, it's kind of like we want to navigate slowly in new directions away from that. When it comes to, we'll say, like, status together, making decisions in terms of how you want your status to be together. We'll say for the family unit, it's about being honest. That's what's really coming up, about how you feel. And trying to explain things to each other rather than making it difficult for each other. Actually make it a little bit easier by opening up and being honest. That's really important. And then the other thing that's coming up is like ego as well in the relationships. It's when people get frustrated, when people get upset, they tend to relate it back to like old things that have happened to them. And so if you can discuss this energy that you're feeling or you're observing and have healthy communication, as we all know, it'll just all kind of go away. It'll all subside. It's just walls coming down. And so just taking a deeper look within yourself, I think, first, and then trying to, come up with things that you both want to attract, and really just nourishing the soul, the partnership, the relationship, and yourself. So communicate with, maybe with the higher realms together, if you can. Love yourselves together, and maybe commit together. And you may find that a lot of these troubles will just kind of literally melt and float away. Okay, so very interesting topic. I'm so happy that we were able to chat about this. It'd be interesting to see how people would comment, because I'm just channeling information. So again, reach out to me if you're interested in a session with me. Take care.